What's up, guys? We're gonna 𝗗𝗢𝗣𝗘, and today I'm gonna be going over some of the presets in Blemish. So you probably saw a video before this of like the initial release of the bank, but this is one of the best banks I've made. This is for Serum 2. So you know, Serum 2 is a newer plugin that came, well, not newer, but an updated version of Serum, and it has a lot of capabilities. So I wanted to showcase that, and I just wanted to kind of use some of the sounds to make a beat. Now, like I said, you probably saw a video of this beat already being made, so that is gonna come after this, obviously, because we need to make it now. So it's a little backwards, but yeah, Blemish, this is what it's looks like here. This is the bank, 66 presets, the full bank. The full bank as of right now is $5, so you might want to get it if you are interested. This is a series, so I'm going to be releasing multiple banks, and then along with each bank, okay, you're going to be getting about 20 presets. Okay, so at the end of this, you'll probably have about 140 to 200 free presets that you can just have for you, right? And if you want to get the $5 banks, you can. So I'm just being transparent there. So yeah, every sound we use today will be free sounds in the bank, so you don't feel pressured. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with our piano. This piano is specifically, it took me a long time to really figure this one out, is to make a sound that works well with halftime gross beats. So this is the piano sound that I came up with here. We're gonna go ahead and make us a little some chords here. So I have really been into like kind of like dark soul stuff. I really like that like sampled synth sound. So we can start, we can kind of do like an A major type of thing, right? It doesn't need to be A major, but it could just something, maybe, let's see. Let's just make us a 7th chord. Okay, and then I'm gonna just copy this over. And then we can come back down. Well, I guess that's kind of redundant. We can do it this way. And then just change up some of these. And I'm gonna break these up a little bit, as you can see. Okay. And I kind of want to go maybe something like that. Okay, so we can kind of use those combos. And I'll fix the velocity off screen because I feel like that's more of like a longer video type of thing. So I want to keep this fairly, it's not going to be short, but you know, just not too crazy. I'll just flam these a bit. Actually, I don't like that. And then now we need some bass. Maybe try the A, pull that down. And then, I mean, this note wasn't bad. I mean, we could try the G, but I feel like that won't be a good bass line like this. Actually, right, and then when I'm not talking, because it's also kind of like a tutorial, when I'm not talking, I'm just listening to what I like personally. So I'm just trying some of these different notes. Now, how am I getting these notes? Well, obviously, we already know that these notes work, right? Because we have the template up here. So what I'm doing is just kind of listening. Right, and this sounds more uplifting to me, so that's why I'm picking the B as the bass note. So, of course, we need to copy this, and then over here, maybe we could cheat the system a bit. Let's maybe just pull this to A, because I think we can kind of wrap this up a little bit, because we still need to add like a top part. Let's kind of, let's just try it. Ooh, okay. I want to add, I don't really hear the difference like that, but whatever. All right, so now we got our chords. So let's just do a top melody up top here. I'm just take this note, pull it up, and then we can kind of just, I don't know. Actually, what if we did something like flam? I don't know why. Oh wait, I don't know why this sounds weird. Maybe. I'm gonna offset this a bit. Okay, I think that's good enough for what we want, because remember, this needs to be ran through the gross beat. So what we're gonna do, okay, this is our halftime preset. We're gonna put this through a little preset that I have saved, and then we'll go ahead and make our second sound. Now we're gonna go ahead and go over the effects that I loaded up here. So most things will route into this. So you can see we got the pitch wheel +5, and then once that's +5, we have our halftime, which is half, and then 1.5x, and then the swell is at 100 ms. So that's kind of the setup, and you can kind of double it, right? And then you have like the shaper box if you want to add other stuff in there. So yeah, and then just a cutoff. So this is what the piano sounds like in here. Right, sounds kind of like a synthy sample, so I like that sound. So we're gonna add these on top. So I'm gonna turn this off so we can kind of hear, and then we're just gonna play around with some dyads, just kind of poke around. And I think we can go a little bit faster now that we got the main melody, so we can just cheat and just literally just start popping stuff in. And then with this bank, I really wanted the sounds to work for me. You know, I always try to design banks like that, but with Serum 2, you can really do it this time because you just have so much tools to work with. Let me see. I feel like maybe we could double this. And then delete. Okay, now I know it sounds weird, but that's because I'm anticipating this getting ran through here. So I'm not worried about necessarily what this sound like. It sounds fine, but it's not really like a melody I would just play dry like this, right? So we're gonna run it back through here. It's kind of hard to hear it in there, but it is adding some life to it. So that's our second sound. Let's go ahead and move on to our little pad here. Now we go ahead and take care of our pad. So this is just a simple pad. It's nothing crazy. Just to add like some smoothness to it, some soul to it. So that's the preset we're using here. And then this one, if I didn't name it, it's 𝗗𝗢𝗣𝗘𝗥𝗦. These are free presets, by the way. Link in the description. Let me see. Let's go in here, and then we just, to be honest, we could literally just really start playing around with this. So maybe we just and then maybe toss this one up 2 octaves. And it's pretty smooth, right? Isn't it? I mean, I think that sounds fine. And I'm gonna put this on the F sharp. And why the F sharp? Well, I'm just looking what's here. If you see this G sharp and then this F sharp is right here. So I'm just kind of eyeballing stuff like that. Okay, so maybe we even need this B. I kind of like it in there. I'm gonna turn the velocity down a little bit. Let's copy it to the exact same spot, and then let's just move it up, and then obviously sounds real nice. I'm gonna take this E, pull that up. I'm not hearing a huge difference, so I'm gonna leave it like this because I'm not hearing a huge difference between having the notes and then taking them away. So I'm gonna just play them. Wait a minute, this is off. Wait, is this supposed to be? Okay, I like that. That's the pad. We're gonna go ahead and speed this up. Let's go ahead and do the flute here. And this is one of my favorite sounds, by the way. Next up, we have this little flute. Now, I really like the flutes in this one. So this is the flute sound as is, and I'll have to turn this up a bit. Now, I like it like that because it creates a lot of weird textures and stuff, especially when you like put presets on it, or just flat out just how it is, right? You can kind of mess around with that if you want to take some of this stuff off. I just kind of like the creepiness of it. So I really like this sound, this flute, so I wanted to kind of showcase this as well. I'll probably turn it down a little bit, but let's go ahead and go in here, and I'm gonna just have fun and just put whatever. Now, I recommend using this higher if you want to put it into like you know, your little gross beat chain. So I'm gonna just take like this, right? I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna put this where you would start your counter. It's kind of in between the first bar, and then we can kind of just, let's see. Probably need to turn this up a lot. I want this to kind of legato. I like that. So it can be kind of like a little accent. What does this sound like? We'll have to see with the 808. I do want to kind of shave off some of the highs a little bit. And I'm gonna soften this up by lowering it a bit. And then I'm gonna add some delay on this. Right here, I'm gonna add some little delay on that flute. And then we could turn this up a little bit. All right, so that's the melody. So now I'm gonna go ahead and showcase my favorite part of this entire pack here, or preset bank, which is the drums. So let's go ahead and get into that. Now this is where things get very interesting. So I wanted to make basically something that can enhance your 808s or drums, or just make it easier to make drums. So we start with the 808. This is the 𝗖𝗢𝗨𝗥𝗦𝗘𝗦 preset. So this 808 is a part of the Misery kit. If you have this, it's this one, right? But what I did is I had a little setup here. So I put this in order so that you can make your own 808s. So if you want to make your own 808s, or you want to enhance your 808s, you can put it into here and it'll work. Now, how this works and is set up, if you want to add like a chorus, make sure the compressor is after, okay? That way the 808 isn't like super distorted and crazy. So yeah, you could take your own sound. So if you want to use like something like this, You could do that, or we could use purgatory, like what's something that's a real distorted? This one. So if you want to do something like that, you can, right? So this is just kind of an enhancer. We'll use this, and we'll just go ahead and throw down a little bass line real quick. So let's just go in here, and remember bass line. Now, this would be a little weird because it's not the typical like bass line. It's more, and that's the problem with like soul stuff, is like the timing is kind of against like the typical like drum pattern. So you kind of gotta really try to work. So I'm gonna just try to do something simple like this, and then we can just kind of reset it here, and maybe we can do like something like that, and then back to B. Let's see. It's a little low, but I think we'll be fine. Make sure these. Okay, I think that's good. We don't really need a kick for that. So let's go ahead and move on to what do we have next? The snare. Now I'm gonna go over some of the like actual drums, like the snare. So as you can see, we have a little snare here. Now you can drag in your own sounds if you want. I'll just use this, right? If you wanna use that, you can, but we'll just stick with the regular. So there's a built-in panning system that I built here. So it'll just pan randomly, not too much. As you can see, some of them are low, so it's not going to be annoying. It's just going to be a slight difference. So that's pretty cool there. But the main part that I like about this is the clips. So if we go here to the clips, I've built 12, and this is 12 for each drum that I have, but 12 little chops that you can use and use, like you can combine them together. So one like that. So you can kind of use whichever ones that you want, or you can customize them yourself. That's why I built them, is so that you can pretty much make making drums easier for yourself. And if you want to come in here and change them up or put your midis in there or something, you can. But yeah, you press one of these buttons, and the cool thing about these is that you can combine them. So let's go ahead and we can make something with this. So I'm actually kind of like that. Okay, and then we can start throwing in, I'm gonna just throw in like something like this because I'm looking for that pattern, and then I'm gonna quantize them. It's important to quantize them because sometimes it might mess up like where they start. So you can start adding, so like we could add like a little chop right here. And I wonder if we could, well, I'm gonna just leave it like that, and we could just experiment, because this is all I really want personally. But just to show it off a little bit more, I'm going to just throw some like randoms. Or like if you want to do something like this. And you kind of get it, right? We need to quantize these, but you kind of get it and how you can kind of rework it. I'm just going to use the bare bones. This is all I really want. And I do want to see how this will sound. Okay, I'm cool with that. It's pretty simple. So we're just going to stay with this for the snare. Okay, I'm not trying to like overdo it. I want to show the presets, but I don't want to like overdo it to the point where it'll, it sounds terrible. So let's go ahead and go on to our hi-hats. Next up, we have the hats here. So it's the same process as the snare. It's just obviously it's going to be different, right? So I like to build these more like super trap, because I think it being super basic wouldn't be as interesting. So you can see there's a lot of super trap, and then there's simple ones as well. Okay, so we don't got to waste time. Okay, you already know what's about to happen. So let's go ahead, go in here and and we could just use this, right? So this is gonna make making drums 10 times easier for yourself. You don't have to like build these out yourself anymore, or you shouldn't even have to. Okay. You can see how it's instant, right? And some presets don't mix too well because some are super trap based and some are like have triplets, right? Let's see what this will sound like here. I like that. And then we'll just keep, let's copy this and then let's just keep this going. Simple. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the last sound. We'll do the open hat. I didn't want to do this initially, but I just added it because I felt like it's there, so I might as well showcase it. Next, we're gonna go ahead and do the open hats here. So I'm just going to turn these off just because we've been listening to the full beat pretty much the whole time, so I don't want to ruin the end for myself, so I'll just do it after we do this. So same thing, open hats. If you like super trap or stuff like that, you'll really like these presets because these are really really nice. Okay, and you can kind of play around with these as well. So I really built these to actually really like work well together because I really like, you know, open hat slides and stuff like that. And the cool thing about this being in Serum is you can pretty much, you can do all this other stuff. You can put Porter on, you can have them like be mono, legato, so you have access to all these other tools other than just this clip session. So as you see, I have mine in mono so that they like slide and stuff. So I'll just throw some in there. I'm just trying to find like a little, we'll just throw that in there. Shift D it, pull it up. No, that one wasn't bad. I wonder if the slides work here in FL. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think the slides in FL work for this. Maybe you have to have it on a certain MIDI or something, but I think that's good enough. Okay. So yeah, this will be the beat. Again, this is the Blemish Serum 2 bank. Okay, full bank is $5 as of right now. So I would suggest if you want the bank or are interested, you should get it now while it's $5. And then also, maybe you can't afford it, there's a free version. All the sounds I used in this video is within this free version, okay, and more, as you can see. Links will be in the description and comment section down below. So we'll just play this one time through. I'll kind of just tweak some things and we can play around with it a little bit. Could probably use that for a different part. Okay, and I would probably add more, like I obviously probably add like a kick because I feel like it does need some thump to it, which it doesn't need it, but I just from listening to it, I feel like it would. I just want to see what it sounds like real quick. We can Alt K. Y'all know I like to double up my kicks. We did a double. Right, it just feels more full with the kick, but I'll delete it. We don't really need it here because it's not a part of the preset bank. But yeah, that's it for this one. If you enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Links will be in the description for the kit and everything with it. And by the way, I forgot to, if I didn't mention this, this bank, the whole bank is actually larger than this. I just made a lot of presets, like 500 plus, and obviously I want people to be able to get the banks and afford them. And also I don't want, you know, I don't want to go through 1,000 presets, right, per bank. So I split them up. So this is going to be a part 1 of this bank release, right? So that's why I'm making everything so cheap, is so people can get them. So again, you know, there's other banks that are finished. Okay, it's not the only bank. So just letting you know that, so you know that this isn't like the last, you know, I'll drop more. But yeah, that's gonna be for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.